Can you run a festival with nobody in charge? Let's find out. Stay with me. I worked on helping organize the Porcupine Freedom Festival this year, and it was a lot of fun. To handle the growing influx of people, the festivals had to get more and more organized. But being a free market, there's other festivals popping up that have decided to go completely the opposite direction. The Jackalope Freedom Festival is an experiment. Can a festival exist where absolutely nobody's in charge? Can a large group of people just simply all show up at the same place at the same time and organize and do whatever they want? Well, that's what's happening every year in Arizona at the Jackalope Freedom Festival. At first, it started out as just a couple people camping, and now it has become quite an event. To find out how all this works, I interviewed Ernest Hancock.
The Jackalope Freedom Festival was Alma Summer and myself and a lot of the activists from Arizona that come to PorcFest. We could see the transition years ago and seeking 501c3 status, and that there was going to be more of an organization, and then time it would be permits and licenses and things, whatever. We were just wondering if they're in the West, if we were going to do something like this. We don't want to go down that road. There's a lot of work involved. The Free State Project has a lot of people doing a lot of things. And we just didn't, quite frankly, have the time or want to get in all the hassle, but we wanted to have the flavor of PorcFest in the West. So it came to be known as the Scorpiopine Freedom Festival, Jackalope. I'm going camping with 300 of my closest friends, and so what? Nobody was in charge, and that's what a lot of the complaints are like. Well, who's at the stage and the schedule of what? And we just like, it'll work itself out. So now we have an intranet, JackNet, that you have your phone automatically schedules, and someone has an open spot and they just go, and it's just people bring solar and they're not as loud, no generators anymore, and now we're going to start getting electrical ATVs, and it's just kind of morphing into just having a nice community for a week. And it kind of centers around the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing. A lot of people come up early and stay late and make sure it's clean and so on, but nobody's in charge. The porta potties just show up. Jackalope pays for them. The kids go hunt for jackalope. People speak, people camp, people self-sufficient. It's totally dry camping. There's no utilities or infrastructure whatsoever out in the forest. And it just self-organizes. The food gets better. There's more choices. Hundreds of people come, bunch of kids, and then when it's over, it cleans up, and nobody ever knew we were there. So it's just, it doesn't cost to go. There's no camping fees. There's no nothing. And the man kind of hassled us the second year, but then they kind of realized, just leave them alone and we're all good. Because we found out that there was a lot of retired military and intelligence and law enforcement that moved up in this area to particularly get away from the galloping hordes of whatever. And here come them damn anarchists out camping in our forest. So once they kind of got a feel for what we really were, the pressure went off, and this would be the fifth one. So the Jackalope got to put a V mask on them or something, So we're just having fun. The flavor is what it is. It's kind of like PorcFest without the lot numbers.
But no one's in charge. So how does it self-organize? Is there, I guess, assume there's like a Facebook page that everybody says, maybe I'll just bring my own bathroom and charge, a fee or charge for power. I assume vendors are supplying stuff on their own, like without organization.
Yeah, I'd hate to. Early on, and after going into the second year, they had a Facebook place, and it had more than 70 likes or supporters or whatever it was, and it was in the hundreds. But once it hit 70, that was a trigger for the Forest Service. They go, you have an event with 70 people, you got to have a permit or whatever. I go, oh, take that crap off. We're just going camping with a bunch of people. We're not an event. So you got to be we want to do prizes for kind of a self-sufficient campsite that Freedom's Phoenix wants to do. But how do I do that without it being an event? I got to be careful with how I word it. Prize awarded at the what? In the forest over here somewhere, because I just happen to be there. You got to be very careful how you word things. And that's the only way you could have nobody in charge, because nobody really is in charge. There may be 1 to 3 stages there. Well, I was going to bring, and I'm going to do it. Well, okay, I was going to do it too. Okay, we have 3, cool. It just works out that way. Some years we have musicians with a good sound system. Some years it's not as good a sound system. I mean, it's just, so it just evolves. And I want to see what happens when you just don't mess with it. It's growing really well. We're having fun, and we'll see. We'll see. PorcFest is a really good experiment. It's working well. And after the Free State project winds down 5 years after the move, and then they got to decide what they're going to do, PorcFest may spin off or do its own thing, and Jackalope will just exist. And we'll see what happens.
Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. Also, give this a thumbs up, a like, a share, or if you have something to add, remember to comment below. Thanks. Also, don't forget to stop by terranlupo.com. I have up videos that you can't see anywhere else. Currently, I have one on carnivorous plants and also how to make your own mead. All you have to do is go